back to our channel. My name is Amber. If we've never met before, hi, nice to meet you. I'm the owner of browenvy and browenvy Academy, and I created this playlist specifically for permanent makeup artists and beauty professionals to learn strategies that they can use quickly and oftentimes completely free or cheap, and begin implementing right away in their business so they can start making more money. So if that applies to you, you're in the right place. Let's keep watching. I'm really excited because I've been gone for a little bit from the morning brew mix. For good reasons. I've created a couple of new classes. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can go on to www.pmucoach.com, and we have our online microblading class and our online powder brow class that were added to our suite of courses in our Alliance membership, which is like our coaching platform and program for artists. So I've been working on that, and also this whole little shutdown that's been happening for the last couple months has really gotten all of my attention. But I am back with new content, and I'm really excited and kind of refreshed with stuff to talk about. So the purpose of these videos is that they're quick and dirty, and I get you the information you need and the action that you can take. And then you go get to use them. So we won't be here long. I'm gonna try to keep this video to under like 5 or 6 minutes, which is hard because I have so much to talk about. We're talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my business. So it's, like I said, something I could probably talk about for like an hour. But I got the idea from a live call that I did with a friend of mine, Rosie, who owns Brows and Beauty Company in Kentucky. And we talked about this, and we shared a lot of the same things. And she's kind of in a similar position business-wise. So I thought this would be helpful to artists to hear. So 5 things I wish I knew before I started my brow business. The first thing I wish I knew is how much I would hear the word no. Whether it's from a landlord in a potential space that I want to lease. I've heard no so many times as far as that goes. Whether it's a client who I really wanted to love my work and they didn't. Or maybe just a business partnership of some kind. I mean, no is something that I hear so much. If I don't hear no for too long, I worry that I'm not challenging myself enough. So I would go back in time and tell myself, make sure you get comfortable with hearing no. It's a good thing. It means that you're trying things and you're pushing yourself, and don't take no for an answer. So some of you, this is gonna apply to you right now in the space that you're in right now, and you gotta learn not to take no for an answer, and also not to let it deter you. It used to make me feel so off course, like, oh my God, what I'm doing must not be right for me and my like life plan. I'll give up, you know? That's not why you're hearing the word no. It just means you're knocking on the wrong door. So the second thing I wish I knew was that people wouldn't always like my work. Kind of like hearing the word no, but just in general. And that's not just like doing brows, like before and afters, or permanent lips, stuff like that. It's like the content that I create. If anything, YouTube will teach you how to get used to people not liking what you make, because there's always going to be someone who wishes that you chose different music for the video or doesn't like that concept that you're teaching. And so that's very, very normal, and that's going to happen. And that is probably the most scary thing about putting yourself out there, and coming from someone who's been doing it for the last 4 years, it is still frightening to me at times, or there are times where I'm like, it doesn't bother me. And then there's this one comment that really like gets to me for a day or two. So that is normal, you're human, but you do have to get to a point where you realize like that is stunting my growth. My fear of what other people think of me, or whether or not someone's gonna like these brows, actually making me not do my best work because I'm so worried about it all the time. You can't be worried about that. You're an artist and a creator and a business owner and a boss. So you gotta make your moves and move accordingly, make those decisions and be confident in them. The third thing I wish I could go back in time and tell myself is that my desires, the things I like to do, and my goals are going to evolve over time. So, you know, back when I first started, I've gone through so many different stages in this business. I started browenvy from my basement. I had a corporate job. I built the website myself on my broken computer, and slowly people just started booking. Actually, not slowly, it kind of happened pretty quickly, but it was partially because, in large part because I put the strategies in place that I'm teaching you guys on this playlist and our Alliance membership for our students that I'm coaching. And those strategies really work. I just wish I could go back in time and tell myself like strategy is the #1 thing that you do, right? But anyway, our goals changed. So I started off just wanting to like have a side hustle and quit this job that I didn't like anymore, and maybe just make enough money, you know, combined with like not paying for daycare to stay home. And that evolved into like, oh, this is a full-time job. This full-time job pays me more than my good corporate job. Oh, I need to hire someone. Oh, we need another location. We're gonna teach people. It just keeps growing over time. And I'm to a stage in life right now where I'm really like this. I really like coaching people, and not just in person, people online, so I can reach people all over the world. So it's really important that you're open to that, and you're open to what the universe puts in front of you, and you accept those blessings. If you're not open and you're closed off to it, and you stay set in your ways with that one goal that you started with, you are going to miss out on a lot of opportunity and blessings. So I would go back in time and tell myself that. The fourth thing that I would talk about, I've already talked about it a little in this video because I can't go a whole video without talking about it, but that strategy is key to success, and not just like success like being a good artist, but business strategy is key to scaling your business and growing an enterprise. So if the goal is to just have a couple clients a month, you probably don't need too much strategy for that, at least not after you get started. But if the goal is to really change your family's life, maybe change the generation behind you, if the goal is to really love what you do and to have full financial and time freedom, whatever that looks like for you, then you're going to need to deploy strategy. And that involves special education. That's not something that the average person has. If you didn't go to business school for it, you never started a huge business or grew something from nothing to Amazon, right? We don't know that naturally. So you might have a natural knack for it, but you're going to have to seek out education for that. So that's why you're here. This playlist is perfect for you. Our YouTube channel is really designed to help you. And when the time comes that you're ready to take a training and or join our membership, for example, I do coaching like this, hands-on, one-on-one, and in a group setting to help people. But literally, I used to think that I had to take so many skills classes. Like, I need to learn this person's microblading. I like how this person does machine brows. I like how this person does combo brows. And I've spent thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and then add in my staff. Like, we train all the time. But the thing is, your business growth and like the actual money you make has a lot more to do with the strategies that you deploy. And the tactics that you're using from what you learn from other people who do this for a living, from people who are giving you advice on growth. Those are the ways that you actually take your business from a side hustle to a family changing enterprise. So if I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that, to make sure that if I want to grow, to spend more time on my strategy and learning how to grow and brand a business over practicing. Not that it's not important, right? If you've ever taken a class from me, you know I recommend 2 hours of practice a week. Practice is great. It's just that you should stop giving, I think a lot of artists should stop giving all their money to these trainers with designer bags and fancy cars that are selling them that dream, and focus more on educating themselves on how to actually grow a real business. So the last thing, the fifth thing that I wish I knew when I started my business was how important it is to take breaks. So I spend a lot of time on this playlist and all of my content teaching people how to grind. And I work a lot, you know, especially with this business, like you think about it all the time. And if you're a small business, you do everything. So you don't have a lot of time off. And I'm not suggesting you take a bunch of time off in general and just sit around and be lazy. That's the opposite of who I am. But taking breaks is really, really important. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. The first few months I was working, I had my corporate job. So I was working both, just 24/7, 7 days a week, missing out on all the sporting events. And there is a season in your business where you're going to be doing that. And you got to grind. You can't get to the point where you're like, I don't work weekends and I take month-long vacations, unless you're willing to do the first part. But you truly do have to find ways to take breaks. I would get physically ill. So I didn't know it was happening until like the third time. So every couple of months, I'd be working, and I'd have like an exceptionally long weekend of work, and I'd get physically sick, like feverish, you know, chills, like the flu. And I'd have to call my clients for the next day, and like I needed to sleep for like 12 hours. It was so bizarre. And then I realized, oh my God, this keeps happening when I'm overworked. So it's really important that you take breaks. And so I used to not take a lunch break. I always take a lunch break now. So take that hour. You don't need that for productivity. You're probably going to be less productive if you don't take your lunch break than if you did. That hour will more than make up for the lack of stress that you have. You'll be faster with your other appointments. So take that time, and then take the vacation. So whether it's a staycation and you don't spend any money because you can't do it financially, whatever it needs to be, you need to leave work for a period of time here and there. It could just be like a 3-day long weekend. I have an employee who works so hard and she loves her job and she's so talented, but I'm like, you're gonna get burnt out. I know, because I was you. And there does come a time where it isn't fun to work 24 hours a day anymore. So you have to take some breaks. And I wish I could go back to myself and tell me that in the beginning so I could save myself the struggle. But I'm telling you, so hopefully I save you the struggle and the pain that I had with my 5 things that I wish I knew. So I said I was gonna try to share this video with you guys in under 6 or 7 minutes. I'm at 10, so that's good for me. But I hope that those 5 things were really helpful to you. If this type of content is interesting to you, you're gonna find a lot of other videos. Check out the titles on this playlist because everybody needs help with something different. So if there's something in particular that you're struggling with, I've probably covered it in another video, so check it out. Feel free to message me or comment on this video if you are needing help with something in particular. I can direct you to one of our resources or offer my assistance. And I thank you for watching. I hope that you take something that I shared with you today and apply it to your business so that you can grow.